Although Raleigh, North Carolina and the surrounding areas are always landing at the top of the best places to live in the United States lists that come out all the time, it's still a good idea to come take an exploratory trip to see if the area is really a good place for you to live. Hello everyone, this is Chris Morton, real estate broker with the Morton Bradbury Real Estate Group in Raleigh, North Carolina. And so if you are planning an exploratory trip into the Raleigh area, here are a few things we recommend you do in order to maximize your time and help you with your decision making. Number one tip, go check out the different towns and cities that make up the Raleigh area based strictly on your needs or your wants. And what I mean by that is if you absolutely need to be around a job that you're taking in Mooresville, North Carolina, that means you're probably going to want to explore the towns of Mooresville, Cary, Apex, Southern Durham, possibly Holly Springs, but you get the idea. You want to be kind of in that zone of where you're going to be working. That way you don't have a lot of drive time. And on the opposite side of that, on the flip side of that, if you have a work from home job or remote job where you don't have anywhere you need to report in, then we recommend you focus on the things you want to do. For example, if you're a big fan of Trader Joe's, well, that means you're going to probably want to look around the areas in Raleigh, Cary, or Chapel Hill that there's a Trader Joe's. You're going to want to be around those vicinity so that you have a pretty short drive time. I'm a big fan of Costco, so I need to be living pretty close to Costco. If you're a fan of a specific type of food like Korean barbecue, then there's some specific places around that you're going to want to live. Give us a shout. We can give you some tips as to where that area would be. And here's a little side tip. Be sure to check out the videos we've done on all of the Raleigh suburbs surrounding Raleigh in the area. They're going to give you a good baseline idea about what towns have what and what towns are cool and what towns would interest you. Please know that all of the towns around Raleigh have a unique historical downtown. Unlike some parts of the United States where there really is no particular downtown to speak of, the Raleigh area in general has some really cool downtown areas. We definitely recommend you go check those out when you're out on your exploratory trip. Now, some of the downtowns may just be a few shops and restaurants. Others are like this fully robust, amazing area like Fuquay Arena comes to mind. Definitely go out and explore. Use that as a marker to decide how to narrow down which of the towns you want to live in, and that will definitely get you on your way to finding the places you should be living in the Raleigh area. Next tip we have for you is after you've kind of narrowed down the towns to some towns that you really like, consult with your local Raleigh real estate agent and have them pull you a list of active homes and currently under contract homes that are in the areas you're interested in, and then go drive by those different houses check out the neighborhoods, check out the surrounding areas, and see if you can imagine yourself living in that home based on your budget, all of that sort of a thing. Now, you may notice we didn't say here have your agent show you inside those houses. There's a specific reason for that. The time you spend going and looking at a few houses is time that you could have spent driving around to a lot of houses and narrowing things down. Most people, when they come for an exploratory trip, are not planning to buy on that exploratory trip. Therefore, you're doing yourself no good by going in those houses, falling in love with a house that you're not going to be able to buy or that will be sold by the time you're ready to buy. You're wasting yourself a lot of time. Best thing you can do is to use that time to drive around to as many houses, many neighborhoods as you can to help narrow down the search, so that way when you are ready to buy, you have a specific number of towns, a specific number of neighborhoods that you really want to live in. Also, as we've said many times in the past, the Raleigh area is fairly homogeneous. If you are absolutely committed to having a farmhouse look house, you don't have to say, I'm only going to be able to buy that in Apex, North Carolina. No. That style of house is all over the triangle, just like contemporaries are, just like Tudors are. So don't feel like you're locked into any particular town to get the look that you want. That's not what our area is about. Know that you're not buying a house, you're buying an area and a lifestyle. So just go at it from that direction. And so after you have kind of narrowed down to a few different neighborhoods and towns that you really are interested in, the next part of your trip is an enjoyable part. It's going out and doing some of those must-dos that we're about to recommend that will make your trip not only enjoyable, but also memorable. So let's start with having a really good meal at one of the local Raleigh area restaurants that are really well known and amazing. So here's a few recommendations. There's M Sushi in Durham and Cary. In Raleigh, there's the Angus Barn, Irregardless Cafe, Cortez, Pool's Diner, Crawford & Son, among many, many others. In Durham, there's Vin Rouge, Cafe Parazade, Dame's Chicken and Waffles, and Nana Steak, among many, many others. And in Chapel Hill, there's Top of the Hill, Mama Dips, and Lantern, among many, many others. We are very, very fortunate in our area. There's a lot of really, really nice restaurants. You can definitely check out these. You can go on Yelp and do your own research, or definitely give us a shout. We're always happy to give you some advice as far as restaurants that my team and I have been to. We're all a lot of foodies. We love to eat, and we're happy to give you some tips based on the areas you're interested in moving to. For example, if you are absolutely gotta move to Apex, you absolutely gotta go to Apex Wings. The second thing we recommend you do, go visit the North Carolina Farmers Market. So the Farmers Market has been a regular topic on this channel. We rave about the Farmers Market and recommend you go if you live here, but also if you're visiting, it's a great place to go. Check out the seasonal fruits, vegetables, flowers, and get a feel for the area and what amazing abundance we have as far as our fruits, vegetables, and flowers. And while you're there, you can have breakfast or lunch at the State Farmers Market restaurant, or lunch and dinner at the North Carolina Seafood Restaurant. Definitely both are recommended. Great way to spend a few hours both looking at the fruits, vegetables, etc., and having a really good meal. Next up, we recommend you attend one of our festivals that we have all throughout the year. In December, there's the Lantern Festival in Cary. The North Carolina State Fair happens every October. Lazy Days Art Festival happens in Cary in August. And J. Cole's Dreamville Festival happens every April. Now, these are just a few of the festivals that are happening. There's stuff that happens all throughout the year in the Raleigh area. Be sure to send us a message. We're happy to let you know what's going to be going on festival-wise during the dates you plan to make your trip here. Next thing you can do when you're here, attend a sporting event. The Durham Bulls is our minor league baseball team. They're, of course, in Durham. The Carolina Hurricanes are the NHL pro hockey team in Raleigh. And North Carolina FC is our pro soccer team in Cary. And, of course, no list of sporting events would be complete without including UNC, Duke, NC State, NC Central, and St. Augustine universities. They all play college football, basketball, among many, many other NCAA sporting events. Definitely a great opportunity to go see one of those college teams. It doesn't cost a whole lot of money to get in to get a ticket. And best of all, you're supporting one of your potentially future teams that you're going to be a fan of. It's really, really great. And there's sporting events going on all throughout the year, whether you come in the winter, spring, summer, or fall. Next up, visit one of our local breweries. Lone Rider Brewery, Full Steam Brewery, Brewery Bavana, and Trophy Brewing are just a few of the breweries that we have in the area. This has become a really hot thing in the Triangle, mainly, I guess, because we don't grow grapes for wine here in the Triangle because of our climate. We've turned to beer, and the Triangle area has become a true mecca for breweries, and more sprouting up all the time. In fact, just found out today that some of our past clients have their own brewery that's coming end of December 2022. We're gonna go try them out, and we'll let you guys know how it is. Next up, you can go play a round of golf. There's the Briar Creek Country Club and Northridge Country Club in Raleigh, Hillendale in Durham, and Finley Golf Course in Chapel Hill, among many, many others. There are a lot of golf courses in the area. You can also take a quick drive down to Pinehurst, which is, for the golfers, they know that is golf nirvana, the perfect mecca for all things golf in the world. And that's just like an hour drive away, so definitely something we would recommend. Next up, you can try the world famous North Carolina Pit Cook Barbecue here in the Triangle area. Sam Jones and Clyde Cooper's are two of our favorites in Raleigh, and Bullock's Barbecue is one of our favorites in Durham. There are many, many barbecue places beyond this. Definitely give us a shout. Let us know where you're planning on visiting. We'll be sure to tie you into some of the good barbecues there and in that particular town. And we have to say, even though it is mostly Texas barbecue style barbecue versus North Carolina barbecue, we have to give a huge shout out to Prime Barbecue in Knightdale, some of the best barbecue around. They're only open for lunch, and so be prepared. You're gonna go have a great meal, but you're gonna have to wait in line. It's amazing. Next tip, head to one of our many museums. The Nasher Art Museum and the Museum of Life and Sciences are both in Durham. Ackland Art Museum is in Chapel Hill. And Raleigh, because it is the state capital, has a ton of museums. Among them, Marble's Kids Museum, yes, it's for the kids, the North Carolina Museum for Natural Sciences, and the North Carolina Museum of Art, among many, many others, are in the Raleigh city limits. And while you're here, you could also take in a Broadway show. The Durham Performing Arts Center is in Durham, and the Duke Energy Center for Performing Arts is in Raleigh. At these two facilities, you can see major Broadway shows like Hamilton, Wicked, Elf, among many, many others. Be sure to check to see what's going on when you're here. It's totally going to be some great use of your time. There's some phenomenal restaurants as well right around both of these two performing arts centers. Highly recommended. Great way to spend an evening while you are in town visiting, and definitely a great way to make some great memories. So if you're considering a move into the Raleigh area or out of the Raleigh area, my real estate team and I would love to be your real estate agents of choice. You can contact us on the links below. Check out this video. We think you're really going to like it. It's going to give you some ideas about one of the particular towns here in the Raleigh area. And as always, like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.